So I make content, spend hours putting it together and then rewatching it continuously while editing. By the time the video is ready, I can't watch it more than once or twice because I'm so done with it. The paradox is I lose my sense of judgment as to whether the piece is actually good or not by the time it's ready. So yeah, this is a great question, and this is something we take for granted because you have to go through this process. So for example, the Netflix special that's coming out soon, I had to edit it for 3 weeks. It's a 1-hour show. Not only have I done this special for 2 years, working on it every other day, and I also recorded this special as in by myself in video form. I've seen all of that. Plus, I've heard the set, I've by-hearted it to a point where my body movements are the same. Every time I do the joke, for example, if I do a joke, my hand is on this side. When I do the joke in another city at another month, my hand is still this side. Like, it's that level of practice. I recorded that. I had to see the whole edit without cutting it to multiple angles. Choose the content, so you have to hear it twice or thrice. Then you edit the angles, and then at least you see the special 100 to 120 times, because you have to see it during grading, you have to color grading, you have to see it during sound mixing, then you have to check the sound mix, then you have to see it during titles, you have to see it for you want to change your mind again about switching a particular angle. It is the worst process of it. So when I went to New York to do my writing course in Sketch, I remember like 3 years ago I had the same problem. I just didn't want to revise my script or my edit. I just wanted to finish it and release it. And I remember asking my instructor in New York that I have this problem that I just do a draft or two and I shoot my things. Which is also a great problem to have because most people don't release anything. But he told me just do 4 drafts. After that, you're allowed to release it. And that has been a helpful thing for me, that if I know, I think it's the ambiguity of not knowing how many times I have to see it. If I just tell myself 4 edits is max. So even with this podcast, I have done a rule where I only edit it twice, max 3 times, because it's a 1-hour show. And it's a long recording. I'll go insane if I had to, because the truth is, you know that the more you relook at something, the better it'll get. That's this. Nothing illustrates that more than stand-up comedy. If you have a joke and you think it's ready, do it one more time and fix it. It just keeps getting better and better. That's why when comics release a special and then you do that old joke again, and you've improved the joke, but you can't do anything about it because it's already released. It's a great question. It's actually good that the first time you see it, you like it. Second time you see it, you don't like it so much. So then do something to improve it. I don't know if a lot of artists do this, but if I like it by the 10th watch, then it's going to be amazing for someone in the first watch. So if by the 10th watch there are parts that are boring you, even though you know that it's because you've seen it again, try to remove that and see if the piece becomes better. So even with this show, when I edit the long recording of me talking, I see it in the first time, I'm like, oh, it's nice, I'm talking and I'm answering questions. But by the second or third time, I'm like, okay, this question honestly is not that interesting when I listen to it the third time, and I remove it. And from content, I've always learned, I've never regretted things being shorter. I've never regretted. I've always regretted I know that sounds weird. A content being longer is my biggest regret. You never regret removing a scene or removing portions, because it, honestly, you think. Again, I keep saying all my YouTube friends, when they watch someone else's video, they give it 30 seconds max, and then they don't like it. But when they release their own video, it's like 20 minutes long. I'm like, what is this self-bias? You won't watch yourself for 20 minutes. Don't expect someone else to watch it. So that's why I was so scared about releasing this show. I'm like, 45 minutes a show. But then I was like, okay, there is obviously content out there which is 45 minutes long. But make sure that it's worth would I see it. That's always the paradigm. Yo, if you enjoyed that, please leave a comment, like, share, subscribe, and go hug your family. They need it. Bye.